Hello everyone, I am Faith Godbold from A Touch of Faith. Welcome to my channel. My Christmas wreath kit number 1 received so many views on YouTube that I could not wait to share this new kit with you. This is the Merry Christmas wreath kit number 2 for 2021. In this video, I show you how to create this beautiful wreath. You all have shared how you love my visuals and step-by-step directions, so I hope you enjoy these too. Did you know that I'm a certified teacher? I guess it spills over in these tutorials. Oh, and make sure you watch until the end because I show you how to add in some beautiful pics to embellish your wreath. If you'd like to purchase this kit, be sure to check out my website or Etsy shop linked in the description box below. And while you're at it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel so that you receive notifications when we add new tutorials. Okay, let's get started. Let's go over the materials that you received in your kit. You should have a 14-inch wreath form, and we will be wiring this today using these red pipe cleaners that came in your kit. You should have 2 complete rolls of this beautiful red, white, and green metallic ombre mesh, and you can see I've already started cutting my mesh, so we're going to finish cutting that together in just a minute. In addition, you have some beautiful, gorgeous ribbon that we will be adding to our wreath, and you have 3 yards of each of these 4 ribbons. You have a beautiful Merry Christmas sign. Love the colors in that. And you have some cable tie mounting squares that we will use to attach our sign. All right, let's go ahead and cut our mesh. And you all, if you've watched me before, you know when I am working with the same, either same color mesh, or if I have multiple colors and I need the same amount, I like to actually do something that I call layering the mesh. So these are my 2 rolls. You can see I've already cut a good bit of the mesh. And what I'm going to do is just stack them on top of each other. And then I'm going to use my scissors just to help me hold everything. I'm going to roll them out. And for this technique, for our kit, we're going to cut our mesh into 30-inch pieces. And so by doing this, we will make 2 cuts all at once. So normally what I do is after I unroll the 2 and I lay them on top, I like to cut a clean edge on the left. So I'm going to be careful, use my rotary cutter, and I just cut about 1 inch off. Okay, just to give it a neat edge, a nice finish. And then now that I have that, I'm going to roll it back to the 0 inches, just like so. And then we're going to cut 30 inches, which is right here. So let me kind of slide my scissors up so I can show you. So where my finger is the 30 inches right here. Okay, I'm pointing. And so we're going to cut 30 inches, just like so. And by doing that, we have made 2 cuts all at once, okay? So let's do that again. So we're going to take our mesh and unroll it just like so. You can use anything to hold down your right side if you're right-handed or left side if you're left-handed. Okay. And then we're going to make another cut at 30 inches. We do need a total of 18 pieces for this particular design. And by the time you're finished, you will have just a little bit of mesh left over. Okay. So for this cruffle technique, I find I prefer to make them nice and thick. So we're doing 30 inches. All right, let's do that one more time. Okay, so I'm just placing my scissors like so to hold it. Finding that 30-inch mark. There's no need to wood burn because for this technique, all of our ends will be contained. Okay. All right, and I've already cut the remaining mesh. So let's go ahead and let's talk about how we wire up our wreath form. You've seen me do this before, so I'm going to go through this kind of quick. I'm just going to start it and then I'll come back and show you. So this wreath form is about 14 inches. And what I like to do with this is We are going to treat this particular wreath form. We have weld marks that go vertical, and then we have the actual rings or bars. So we have 4 bars, 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the inside to the outside. And then we are going to have what we're calling sections, and the sections are going to be created by the weld marks, okay, or crossbars. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. So for the purpose of wiring our wreath, we're going to place 3 pipe cleaners in each section, making a grand total of 18. So to start, I'm going to look at the 2 innermost rings. And what I'd like to do is take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to eyeball the center in between the weld marks. And once I find the center, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and go around the 2 inners, bring my pipe cleaner up halfway, and then I'm going to give it about 2 to 3 twists. So just give it a couple of twists. And if you put it on securely, then when you do this, it will not move on you, okay? So we're going to do that all the way around for the inside 2 rings. Then for the outside, what we're going to do is where we have our weld marks or crossbars, we are going to pretend there's a line coming straight from the pipe cleaner, and we're going to use the weld mark, and I want you to eyeball it, and we're going to go halfway, and that's where we're going to place our first outer pipe cleaner, and we're going to place it around the 3rd and 4th ring. Same thing, I'm going to bring my pipe cleaner up about halfway, and I'm giving it a couple of twists around rings 3 and 4. And again, if it's on nice and tight, it will not move. All right, let's do that one more time. So we're taking our pipe cleaner, we're eyeballing it and that weld mark. Come in the center of those 2, and that's where you're going to wire and put your next pipe cleaner, and that is how you create your 3 pipe cleaners per section. Okay, all right, I'm going to finish wiring this up and I'll be right back. And last one, and it goes pretty quick. You can wire your wreath form probably in about 1 minute once you get the hang of how to do it. Okay, and you can see we have about this many left over where we will create our bow and attach our sign. Okay, so what we're going to focus on now is we're going to take our mesh and we're going to use our mesh to create some cruffles. Cruffles because we are curling and ruffling at the same time, also known as the woodland ruffle. So for this, I always like to have a chip clip or a clothespin. I am grabbing a clothespin for this technique. You can pick these up at the dollar store. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our mesh, separate one of the pieces from the other, and we want our mesh to be placed so that the curl side is facing upward. And as you're doing this, you will notice that it's going to make some beautiful curls and beautiful ruffles. So we're going to cruffle it. And what I like to do is to use my scissors to just kind of hold the mesh and keep it from rolling back on me. And what we're going to do is to start, we're going to roll it. My first roll, I actually like to do it flat. So notice I'm going to just kind of flatten the mesh. Okay, and I don't really count that one, but I'm going to roll 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I put my clip on the roll or the curl, and then I turn it around. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So that first piece, I'm going to flatten completely, which I think also is great for concealing and hiding in those frayed ends. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now at this point, we're going to do what we would traditionally do with a ruffle. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I've shown you how to ruffle. We're just going to take our thumb and our index finger, and you want to eyeball and find the middle of your mesh, and we're literally going to ruffle and scrunch right up the middle, and we're going to let our fingers do the walking on the mesh. So as we are holding that roll, I'm just going to start walking up the middle, and I'm eyeballing this area, and I allow the rest of my fingers to help me. Okay? And then if you do it correctly, you take your clip off. It should sort of look like a bow tie or a butterfly wing when you look down at it. And you want to make sure you have equal amounts on the top and the bottom. If you don't, you can just pull a little bit until it's even. Okay? And then all I'm going to do is take my pipe cleaners, and I'm going to start, I think, with the inside. And then I'm going to put mine in just like so. Okay? So that my ruffled ends are left to right, the curled ends are up and bottom, top and bottom. And then I'm going to just give it a couple of twists, just like that. And y'all, look at those beautiful cruffles that we've created, okay? And notice how half is green and half is red. So as you're adding your mesh, you can keep it consistent and go the same way, or you could change it so that you alternate your colors. So let's do that again. I think I like, for this, I want all of my colors to go the same way. So if I want the green to end up on the left, I have to start with it on the right as I am doing my cruffle, okay? So let's do that again. We're going to place our mesh on our table, curl side upward, and then I'm going to take the raw end and start rolling, but I'm going to flatten that first one, and then I'm going to roll 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after you do this, you may not even roll specifically this way precisely. It's totally up to you. I like to have the precise measurements for mine. All right, so let's do that again. So we're going to take the finished edges, we're going to flatten, and then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to scrunch up the middle. Okay, and then once you take your clip off, you want to make sure everything looks neat, even. If it doesn't, you can adjust, because sometimes you may not walk up the middle perfectly. So that's when you can make adjustments. All right, and then I'm going to come down, and let's just do the pipe cleaner right below it. Okay? So I'm going to just lift it, open up the pipe cleaner, and go right there on it. Just like so. And notice how the mesh, each little roll or curl has its own little place. And y'all, I think that looks beautiful. All right, let's do that one more time so I can make sure you have the technique down. So my green's going to start on the right, because when I add it to the wreath, I want it on the left. Now you could mix and match so that you have red, green, then you rotate it and have green, red. So the green and the red are touching. That's totally up to you. Okay. All right. So let's flatten. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your clip on it, rotate it, remove the scissors, flatten, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scrunch right up that middle. Just let your fingers do the walking, kind of like with the telephone book, right? We don't have telephone books anymore, but that's what it makes me think of. All right, and then when you're finished, check to make sure everything looks even, looks good. And then we're going to add it to the very next pipe cleaner. You just move your curl out of the way, and you give each part a place. Okay? What do y'all think? All right, so let's keep going around, and let's see how this is going to look. once you get in the groove of this technique, it goes pretty quick. You may even find yourself just kind of rolling the ends and scrunching up the middle without all the counting and without the rolling with the clothespin or chip clip. So as you use this technique more, you will become more comfortable with how you want to create with it. All right, y'all, let's take a look at our gorgeous base. What do y'all think? Oh my goodness, y'all, I am loving this. Let me make sure you can see the full wreath. So this is our completed wreath base, and I think it's beautiful. I love how we kept the color consistent throughout so that it alternated red back to green, red and green. I think it's gorgeous. Okay, so let's go ahead now and we're going to prepare our ribbon. We're going to do some ribbon tails on the outside. Our sign is pretty large, so I'm thinking we won't worry about, oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh, y'all, this is making me emotional because this is the first time I've seen it like all together. I put this kit together and I knew how it was going to look, but y'all, this is looking gorgeous. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me focus. We're going to put some ribbon tails on the outside, but let me tell you that this wreath is beautiful just like this. If you wanted to just do this base and this sign and nothing else, you simply could. I am going to show you how to embellish with some additional pieces that you may want to add. These pieces did not come in the kit, but I thought I would just add them in. All right, so let's grab our ribbon. So you had lots of ribbon that came in your kit, 3 yards of each color. And these were the colors. So we have some green with some red stitch edging. We have some green with red stitch edging. We have red with the green stitch edging. We have some that's a glitter stripe with some polka dots. And then I couldn't resist it, y'all. We have that Merry Christmas. And see how that's going to pair nicely with this? So it's really going to make that pop. All right, so let's cut some tails. And what I'd like for us to do for the outer ribbon, and let's move our wreath. We're only going to need tails on the outside is what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and prepare for our 2.5 inch ribbon. We're going to create our tails in about 13 to 14 inch strips. And I've already cut one. So we have 12 pipe cleaners on the outside. So we're only going to need 3 of each color. And I've already cut one of these. So let's just cut 2 more. And I'm just using my cutting board. If you have those ribbon tails, you could use those. And then all we're going to do is fold the ribbon in half. Okay. And then while it's folded in half, we're going to fold in half this way. And we're going to cut from the folded edge to the outside open edge. And that's how we're going to dovetail. And the deeper you cut, the deeper a V you will get. So cut just like that. And that is how you do your dovetail. And I'm just going to leave the ribbon folded because that's going to make it easier as we get ready to add our ribbon tails. All right, so that makes 3 because we already had 1 cut. All right, so let's do that again. And you can see I have a lot of ribbon. And if I don't make a bow right now, then we'll have plenty of ribbon left for later. All right, so let's do that again. Let's cut off this end. All right. So we're going to cut 3 pieces at 13 inches. And I like showing you different ways to do things. So if you don't have anything but your cutting mat, you can use that to cut your ribbon. You don't need fancy tools. I didn't always have fancy tools. I added on tools as I grew in my business. And so I want to show you that you can certainly make it possible. Okay, plenty of ribbon left for a bow if we choose to make a bow. All right, let's see if we can fold all of the ribbon in half. So stack it together, just like so. And then fold in half, just like so. Okay, fold in half again. And then we're going to cut from the folded edge to that outside edge. And that is how easy it is to dovetail. Love it, love it. You can do them all at once. And let's put those there. Now for our 1.5 inch, we're going to cut these at 18 inches because we're going to make some half bows. So let's cut these at 18 inches. Okay, so I'm going to use my entire mat this time. So let's do 2 cuts of 18. And then let's do one more. And I love this ribbon, y'all. It has such good texture. And it makes a nice bow. I made a bow recently with it. And I was so amazed. And since this one's so thick, I'm going to fold them individually in half before we do our dovetail. So let's try that. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to fold over and let's see if we can get through. This is pretty thick, so if you don't have good scissors, you may want to do it individually. And I tell you what, it is super thick, so I want to just fold it individually just to make sure I'm cutting the right thing. I don't want to mess my ribbon up. So I'm folding again from the outside edge where it's folded to the open edges. Okay, just like that. All right, and then leftovers, let's put it to the side. Then we have one more. So let's cut off the end. Just like so. All right, let's go ahead and cut it at 36. And then we cut it in half. And we'll do one more of those. Let's go ahead and fold in half and dovetail since we know we're going to do it by itself. Beautiful ribbon. Love, love, love this. And if you want to check out where I purchased my supplies, visit the link that's in the description box. And that will take you to where I shop for supplies. All right, let's get one more. All right, so all of our ribbon is cut. I don't think we're going to need any for the center, like I said. So we'll leave it as such for now. All right, so let's put our ribbon over here. And I'm thinking we're going to alternate the 2.5 with the 1.5. I think I want to do it like that. Okay, so let's get our beautiful wreath again. And all the mesh is the same, so it does not matter where we place them. So let's just start with the Merry Christmas. And I'm going to make sure that our print, when we place the sign, we can clearly read it as Merry Christmas. And I'm just placing it in the center of that pipe cleaner and giving it a couple of twists. Okay, so all I did is I scrunched up the middle. Oh, y'all, look at how pretty that is. And then we drop it in. All right, for the 1.5 inch, I'm going to do a half bow. And so what I want to do is I'm going to come in, say about 2 inches. And then I'm going to pinch it and scrunch. Okay, and then I'm going to go straight in where I have my pipe cleaner, just like so. Tighten it a couple of times. And then, because one end is on the wrong side, I'm going to go ahead and twist it. So the bottom is actually on the wrong side now, so I'm going to twist it So they're both on the right side, just like so. And notice how I took my hands and I fanned the ribbon out. And then I'm going to come back and open my loop. Now we could probably go ahead and cut our pipe cleaners, but I have learned a lesson in that I don't cut my pipe cleaners until the very end, just in case I change my mind on a design. But see how that looks? And that's how this one is going in. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So we're going to now use this polka dot with the stripe, scrunch it up the middle like a little bow tie. And then we're going right for that pipe cleaner. I'm not untwisting it. I'm just opening it just by separating the two stems and giving it a couple of twists. And then I like to take my fingers and fan my ribbon back out. So you can shape your ribbon and make it do what you need it to do, just like that. Okay. And then let's do another half bow, and that will complete the cycle for our ribbon. So come in about 2 inches and pinch. Then I'm going straight for that next pipe cleaner. Give it a couple of twists. Then take the bottom and untwist it, flip it so that it's on the right side for both tails. And then I'm going to take my fingers and open the loop. And if you do it correctly, it will look like that. So a cute little bow. All right, let's finish adding in our ribbon and then we'll be right back. All right, what do you think? So we've added on all of our beautiful ribbon. And let's get another peek at the sign because we're going to prep the sign next. All right. Oh, yes, y'all. This looks beautiful. All right. So we're going to prep for our sign. I've turned on my glue gun. While that is prepping, let's go ahead and remove our inner pipe cleaners because we are not going to need these at all. So we're literally just using our wire cutters to remove these. And then once we cut it, we're going to just take that pipe cleaner and fold it down over the mesh. All right, so let me show you that again. So once we twist a couple of times, we're going to take our wire cutters, cut, and then just take that pipe cleaner and fold it in and tuck. That way it's hidden. You could save these. I usually don't, but if they're long enough to where I feel like I can use them for something else, sometimes I hang on to them. But today I'm not. Okay, so we only have 6 that we're removing. Okay, and last one. So your kit came with some cable mounting squares that we're going to use to attach our sign to our wreath. Let's go ahead and remove this jute. Okay, so we've removed the jute rope. You can save this or not, it's up to you. And I'm thinking we will mount our squares left to right because that is how we will attach our sign. We'll go in left to right, just like so. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I have already turned on my glue, and you're going to need some more of your pipe cleaners that came in your kit. So grab 2 pipe cleaners. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the cable mounting squares, and you have the adhesive foam piece. You're going to remove the paper. And then once you do that, we're going to attach the foam to the square just like this. So you want to attach the foam to the square And then what we're going to do is once we have it attached, just like so, is we're going to peel that top layer off, just like that. Okay, so let's do that again. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and place it on the outside edge. All right, so let's repeat that. We're going to take that square, remove one side of your backing, your paper backing, and we're going to attach it to the back of the square, just like so. Press firmly, and then we're going to remove the other piece and just peel the backing, just like so. And then we're going to place it opposite on the other side. Okay, and press down. And then what I like to do is to give it a little bit of reinforcement. We're going to use some Gorilla Glue. This is Gorilla Hot Glue. And I'm just putting a little glue around it just to kind of seal it in. This just for me ensures that it doesn't move anywhere. I want to keep this nice and tight. So I'm just squeezing glue around the border. You could use E6000 if you don't have hot glue. Okay, just like that. All right, we're going to let that dry for a bit, and then we'll come right back and we will add our pipe cleaners and we'll attach it. All right, so I'm pretty sure that now it is dry. So we're going to go ahead and take our pipe cleaners and we're going to run these through our cable tie mounts. You could run them up and down. If I were attaching the sign top to bottom, I would run them up and down, but since I'm attaching left to right, I'm going to run my pipe cleaner left to right inside the cable mount. So just like we did before, I'm going to meet the pipe cleaner halfway and then just give it a couple of twists. All right, and let's do the same thing on this side. Run it horizontally left to right and then give it a couple of twists. All right, and so now we're ready to add our sign. And what we're going to do for this part is we are just simply going to place our sign around the mesh where we just remove two of those pipe cleaners. So we know we're going to go left to right. Okay, so let's try here and here. And I love that placement. All right, it looks centered. So I'm literally going to, let me zoom in so I can show you. I'm going to lift it up. And right here where I have that pipe cleaner that I just removed, right there, hope you can see that. I'm going to go through the mesh and around it. So I'm going around that pipe cleaner, so hold on. All right, so I'm literally taking it and I'm going around the pipe cleaner, just like so, pushing it through the mesh so that it has a little extra cushion. And if you can't get it through the mesh, you can use a crafter's needle. I keep my crochet needle up here in my studio so that I can use it for that purpose. But so far I'm getting it to go in. And then this is what it's looking like on the back. So just so I can show you right here, I'm feeding it through the mesh. Just like that, see? Feeding it through the mesh. Right there. And so I'm gonna have one part of the pipe cleaner going around one bar. See how it's going around? So I'm actually going around two bars, just like that. And I'm going to tighten it. So I'm gonna turn it back over so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to pull ever so carefully, but I don't want to pull it too hard yet. So I'm going to pull just enough. I'm going to pull just enough so it's kind of holding it in place, and I'm going to give it a couple of light twists. All right, let's go ahead and secure this side now. So we're going to do the same thing. Going to find the pipe cleaner that we removed, I'm going to go around it. And I wish I could show you this, but I'm going through the mesh and around it. And this side was easier, y'all. So look, this is what it looks like on the back. Let me zoom in. So you can see I was able to go straight through the mesh. So I'm actually going around 2 wires, and I'm just going to twist it a couple of times. Just like that, and then I want to check it to make sure it's not too tight. All right, and let's fix our mesh back up. Some of the mesh got tucked under. We do need some of it so that the wreath has a place to rest, but we don't need all of it to go down there, just like that. Okay, let's fix this part. So let's bring some of that up. There we go. Let's put the curl back in, just like that. I'm not sure where this one's coming from. Let's see. It's coming from this one right here. So there we go. All right, so we can kind of nestle it just like that. All right, now that we know we like it on like this, we can go ahead and tighten it. All right, so I'm just checking the mesh to make sure everything has a home the way we need it to. And if there's something you don't like, you can take a minute and fix it. This feels like it needs to come up. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and tighten it on both sides now. Now that we have it in place, I'm going to go ahead and just pull a little tighter so we can truly get it secured the way we want it to. And y'all, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right. Straighten this curl back up. All right, let's do the same thing. So I'm going to untwist carefully, and then I'm going to tighten it now that we have it where we want it. What do y'all think? All right, so now that we have it all tight and all secure, let's go ahead and finish removing the outside pipe cleaners. And this is the look of your completed wreath. I'm going to open up. Let's get these. All right, so let's go ahead and remove the outside pipe cleaners. I'll show you real quick how we're going to do it. So we've already twisted a couple of times, but I like to twist just to finalize, and then I'm going to cut those off. And then we're going to bend those pipe cleaners behind the half bows. And then on the 2.5 inch, we're just going to bend them back, just like so. So let's go ahead and do that. Once you cut them, then just take them and bend them. All right, so let's do that, and then I'll be right back to show you the completed wreath. All right, you all, we have cut all of our pipe cleaners. We have cut all of our pipe cleaners down. So what do you all think? Okay, you all, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And I must say, I absolutely love how this wreath turned out. I realized I did not record adding in those beautiful picks, but it was really simple to do. All I did is I cut the picks apart, added some of that Gorilla hot glue to the ends of the tips, and I inserted them right into my mesh near that pipe cleaner that we trimmed. I hope that makes sense, and if you need any help with that, leave me a question in the comments to let me know. So I love this wreath so much, y'all, that I decided to make it the prize in my Christmas giveaway. And we just announced the winner tonight on my page. So you'll have to go back to the YouTube live that just premiered today, November 23rd, 2021, to see who has been selected as the winner for this wreath. If you purchase this kit and you make this wreath, I would love to see how yours turns out. Be sure to share your photos with me online. And to see more of my videos, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. To see more of my wreath designs, visit my website at www.atofaith.com. To learn how to make wreaths and so much more, you can join my private group, Faith's Creative Circle, at www.learnfromfaith.com. And as always, be blessed. Know that I love you guys so much. Bye, everyone.